You know, I couldn't agree more with Ebomey. We definitely have probably one of the most important elections facing us in the next few weeks. And it's important that we all do what needs to be done to elect people to office that are going to protect our Second Amendment rights. It's an important election, and we can't lose sight of that. It's important to be excited and to get out there and vote. I think it's important for everybody to vote, regardless of who you're going to vote for. But especially for us gun owners, I think it's important that we get out there and support the candidates who are going to protect our Second Amendment rights. We're certainly at a crossroads in this country. So this is my video response to Ebomey's Second Amendment contest. And the cool thing is I qualify. A couple months ago I may not have because I owned an AR-15. But right now I happen to be in between AR-15s. So I qualify to do a video response. I was absolutely blown away with the package that the Ebomey put together to give away, and whoever wins it, which I hope is not me, and I'll explain that one in a minute, but whoever wins it is definitely winning a really cool package of stuff, and I'm excited to be a part of it and to support Ebomey's channel and to put the word out there about this election, how important it is, and to do my little part here on YouTube to hopefully protect the Second Amendment. There's lots of things you can do to protect the Second Amendment, and getting the word out there is definitely one of them. So in Ebomey's contest, you had to answer 3 questions. What would you do with the AR-15 that is being given away in the contest? What is your most important prep thing, I guess? And what do you do, or how would you support the Second Amendment? So I'm actually gonna answer some of those a little out of order. But first of all, let me say a little bit about Ebomey. I've been literally subbed to Ebomey's channel for years now, and I watch all of his videos. I really enjoy it. I share a sense of humor, and I really like watching Ebomey. And he's the only person on YouTube, and this is the reason why I have this gun sitting out here, he's the only person on YouTube that ever actually got me to buy a gun. I've wanted to buy guns and have watched reviews and other people having videos on YouTube about them, but Ebomey was posting up some videos of Mosin Nagants and stuff like that, and I was watching it, and I was like, man, those are really cool guns. I should really get one. I had one years ago, and I got rid of it, and he made some videos about his Mosin Nagants, and I was like, yeah, you know, I really should get one of those again, and went out to the local gun show that weekend and passed this one sitting on the table, a 1931 hex receiver, beautiful Mosin, and saw this one sitting on the table and boom, snapped it up, and it was a great buy. I absolutely love this gun, and I wouldn't have done that if Ebomey hadn't have been posting those videos about it and kind of getting it banging around in my head. I probably would have just walked right by the gun if I hadn't been for that. But because of his videos, I was thinking on a Mosin Nagant and saw one sitting on the table and just couldn't pass it up. So this one literally is because I bought this gun literally because of Ebomey. So I think it's only right and fit that we name this gun after Ebomey. So from now on, we are going to call this gun the homosexual penis. So there you go. So let's get on to the questions. I'm going to answer the second question first, which was, what's the most important prep item? So the most important prep item by far is yourself. I mean, being healthy, both physically and mentally fit, is, in my opinion, the single most important thing you can do as a prepper. It's important that you know, are a healthy person and you live a healthy lifestyle. The stresses and whatnot that will come in a Tiatwaki situation are not for the weak of mind or the weak of heart. So it's important to get yourself right physically and mentally. Exercise, eat right, be healthy, be positive, have a sense of humor. All those are great things. And if you don't have those right now, if you've got some health issues, if you got a gut, if you know you're not as healthy as you should be, you definitely want to bump that definitely to the top of your list. Tiatwaki is a come as you are proposition. So when it happens, you know, you got what you got, but you are who you are. And water and food and 9,000 feet of paracord. Those are all important things, but definitely the most important is to be healthy. So when I was initially looking at the video, I kind of misinterpreted the what's the most important prep thing to like what's your favorite prep thing. So I was like running around my house for like 10 minutes thinking like, what's my favorite prep thing? And then I realized that I was thinking about the question wrong. But I was, running around thinking, what is my favorite prep thing? And I found it, and I'll show you. Here it is. So I know this technically wasn't one of the questions, but like I said, I kind of was thinking about it for a minute and kind of got on a sidetrack of what my favorite prep item is, and it is definitely my Gamma Whisper air rifle. Air rifles are, I think, important for every prepper to have. Now, is it, should be at the top of your list? Well, no. I mean, there's lots of other things that are more important, but nonetheless, I think somewhere on your list, eventually, you should have an air rifle. If you're like me and you live in an area where it's not legal to discharge weapons in city limits and things like that, if you live in a neighborhood, things like that, for practicing, target shooting, keeping your skill level up with a rifle, I can shoot this in my backyard. I can't shoot this in my backyard. I have to go places to shoot this. This I can just do right in the backyard. Also, if you're looking at doing small game hunting, an air rifle is all you need to put a rabbit in a stew pot. Trust me. So save that ammunition, save the 22 ammunition. It's more expensive, it's bulkier stuff. Save that for bigger game and all your other guns and ammunition. Save that stuff for bigger game, for self-defense, for protection, whatnot. An air rifle is really all you need for hunting small game, and it's really good to keep the pests and vermin and stuff like that out of your garden. Trust me, I've snapped a couple deers in the ass with one of these things, and it gets them the fuck out of your garden, so it works. So yeah, my favorite prep item. Okay, so sorry I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but it's fun. I like to have fun. So the third one, which is actually the second question I'm going to answer, is how do you support the Second Amendment? Well, I kind of covered that in the beginning. A lot of it is, voting in people that support the Second Amendment. But the other thing is go and meet your representatives. I know a lot of people who are really involved with campaigns and go to victory centers and make phone calls and go door to door and sign petitions and go to rallies and things like that and are super involved, but they've never actually met their representatives at the state and local level. Those people have offices and they have office hours. They take appointments and you can go and you can meet them. Even if you're talking about your federal representatives who have offices in Washington, they also should have local offices that they'll be at through certain times throughout the year. And even if you can't meet with them, meet with their staff. Be professional. Don't walk in there being all like Duck Dynasty and shit, but be respectable, professional, have an agenda, be ready to meet for, have a quick, 10-15 minute thing with questions lined up. Be precise. Tell them what you think, tell them what you want, and ask them the pertinent questions about what they plan to do about protecting the Second Amendment, and take notes, and then thank them for their time, and be respectable and be respectful of them. And then when you're done, when you get home, write a thank you letter for sitting down with you and go over the things that you talked about in your meeting, and then point out the things that you would like them to do about it, and then sign it and send them that letter. You do that, you get your friends to do that, more and more people do that, we all do that, and trust me, we can have an effect. So there you go. So the last one, which is the first question, which I'll answer last, was what do you plan to do with the AR-15? Well, as I alluded to before, I hope I don't actually win it. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or have someone else pat me on the back, and I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I technically qualified for the contest, and I wanted to make the video to support Ebomey's channel and support Half-Ass Prepper and support all the channels that pitched in for this really great contest. But you know what? I really don't really want to win. And the reason why is because there's a lot of people out there who are struggling. There's a lot of people out there who lost their jobs, who are having problems making ends meet. And like I said, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I personally am not one of those people. And life's been good to me, and I have the means, and there's a lot of other people out there who don't. And I think that you know, this contest, and the winner should be somebody who deserves it. There's people out there who can't get themselves an AR-15 because they just don't have the means, or they don't have the resources to be able to do it, and it would be a great thing for them to get, you know, stuff like the AR-15 and a laptop computer and all the really cool stuff. They might not have another way to get that stuff without winning the contest. So so, you know, that's kind of my take on it. You know, I can afford those things. There's a lot of people out there who can't. So that's my 2 cents. I hope I don't win. So I don't deserve it. There's a lot of other people out there who do. On top of that, but I will answer the question. I'm not going to duck it. I will answer the question. What would you do with the AR-15 if you got it? If I won it and I wasn't able to talk Ebomey out of forcing me to take it and not giving it to somebody else. But if I had it, I would probably take it to the range, shoot it a few times, enjoy it for the great gun that it is, and then, you know what, I have some friends personally that have been down on their luck, who lost their jobs, who've been, you know, struggling to make their house payments, and struggling to, you know, keep their families afloat over the last few years and put food on the table, and they could use a break. And to be honest with you, I'd probably just give this stuff to them. Like I said, you know, I have the means. There's other people out there that don't. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks a lot, Ebomey, for putting together this contest. Thanks a lot for everybody who supported and donated to the contest, for putting that great collection of stuff together. I really wanted to jump in and lend my support to it. I've been following Ebomey's channel for a long time. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels out there, and I just wanted to show my support. And to everybody out there, we got an election coming up. It's really important. Get out there and vote. Thanks a lot, Ebomey. Take it easy, guys.